You know the refrain. The poor stay poor because they don't budget well, because they lack financial literacy, because they need work requirements. Today, we're going to offer a different answer. Poverty isn't only about money. It's about mental bandwidth and information. We'll start with a brain-bending finding. When money is tight, your attention gets captured. Urgent problems take over your thinking. Bills, rent, the next shift. Psychologists call this tunneling. The mind locks onto what's burning now and loses capacity for everything else. Planning, comparing options, filling forms, reading fine print. All of these demand cognitive bandwidth that you don't have. In controlled studies, when people are made to think about tough financial situations, their measured performance on cognitive tasks drops. It's not that they lack ability, they have less bandwidth. In real life, that looks like late fees, missed deadlines, and high-interest debt. Costly mistakes that make things even tighter tomorrow. It's a loop. Economists Senthil Mullainathan and Eldar Shafir call this the bandwidth tax. Scarcity creates more scarcity. When you're overloaded, you borrow time and money, you fight fires. You underinvest in tomorrow, so you stumble. Then when you miss the deadline, you're hit with a penalty, which takes you further into scarcity. That's the tax. The trouble is, everybody thinks they have unlimited bandwidth. We all think we'll find the extra time. We'll fill out that form, we'll read the fine print, we'll compare the options. But when it comes to money, we don't. Most of us also have some slack, the little bit of buffer that protects us from shocks. Without it, we're in constant hand-to-mouth mode. And it turns out that the average American household has less than $300 in accessible savings. That's enough to cover an unexpected expense without borrowing or selling something important. We're going to argue that one way to help people build wealth is to design systems that both expand bandwidth and provide clear signals. Let's start with bandwidth. One way to buy back your mental space is to set automatic payments on your bills. Just by taking an hour to set up direct deposits, you free yourself from worrying about due dates and late fees. By paying yourself first, you also take advantage of compound interest. Better yet, round up purchases to the nearest dollar and automatically save the difference. If you spend $268 on Amazon, save 42 cents until you've socked away $200. It takes almost no time and the interest will be substantial. Second, sometimes you have to make a big complicated choice alone, a new job, a rental. Our natural instinct is to dive in and understand every number. But that's not the best strategy. You're mentally overloaded. It's hard to process complex information when you're distracted. Instead, remind yourself of your priorities. What do you want in the long run? A job that's convenient or an apartment that's well located. Once you have that, search for options that fit. Don't get sucked into analysis paralysis. Third, leverage other people's expertise. Most people know someone who knows a good mechanic or a lawyer or a realtor. This is a classic example of what Thomas Jefferson meant by information is power. For the poor, information is especially precious and hard to come by. So don't be afraid to ask for advice, favors, or referrals. Sometimes just asking for help is stigmatized, but 10 minutes of a bridge person's time can save you hundreds of hours and dollars. To wrap up, let's look briefly at what communities and policymakers can do. First, design products and services for scarce environments. Overwhelmed people can't read lengthy documents or hunt down missing information, so do it for them. Add reminders, defaults, checklists, fill in as much as you can. Simplify forms and applications. Second, make the good choice visible. Imagine if restaurants displayed the total cost per serving or repair shops offered. A 30-day money-back guarantee or loan providers showed the total cost alongside the monthly payment. Publishing total costs, prices, or guarantees in plain language helps people make good decisions quickly. Third, close information gaps in markets. Many markets don't function well when one side has more information than the other. In the market for used cars, asymmetric information created a market for lemons. That's why certified pre-owned cars exist. Think about disclosure standards, reputation systems, and third-party seals of approval. These make markets work better for everyone. Why do the poor stay poor? Because scarcity taxes the mind and hidden rules tax the wallet. Neither is inevitable. With a little slack and clearer signals, the same person can make very different choices. At the individual level, that means buying slack on purpose. At the market level, it means a few tweaks to account for people's real-world constraints. If this gave you something to think about, stay with us. Here, we don't shame the struggle, we redesign the game, and we share the map.